It's dark in here. Got a headache going on. So, all the lights are off except for this and my rock salt lamp. Anyway, I wanted to make a video. I originally started my channel to sort of have an outlet to talk about things, obviously, that affect me. And I have multiple health issues. I'm sure they're listed in one of my videos. I'm not sure. But I have a lot of, I just have a lot of stuff, from my heart to my thyroid to a blood clotting disorder to lung issue to, I mean, and I do not say these things. I did have a hater, my first hater, a couple of months ago maybe. There's a video down in my playlist. Anyway, that mailed me and said, you know, that I obviously a lot of people do fake illnesses and stuff, but I was making things up and this and that. And I actually, well, I'm not going to go into details, but I just wanted to make a video about chronic health issues and depression and isolation and the effects. I'm going to try to make this short, but Wendy, BendyBoo, I tend to make long videos, so I'm warning all my new subscribers especially. But I am 45, and when I was 22, I was pregnant with my first child, who was about to turn 23. And that's when we discovered I had one heart issue. Another one was not discovered until 2013, and that was surgically corrected. But being that I was so pregnant because I gave birth January 26th, and it was 5 weeks previous to that, I was having a lot of symptoms. I'm not going to go through everything, but it was hypertrophic cardiomyopathy was it was called something else back then. It was idiopathic hypertrophic IHSS. Idiopathic hypertrophic subaortic stenosis. My brain, it's been so long. And then the name kind of changed. The diagnosis didn't really change, but I don't really know. But all of a sudden it was cardiomyopathy. But I was passing out, I was doing this, and I was very pregnant. So I was in the hospital for 5 weeks until I gave birth. Actually, I gave birth at about a month, and then I was in for about a week. There was a lot of testing. It's like my brain is blank. There was a lot of testing they couldn't do while I was pregnant, just because of the chances of issues happening. The possibilities of, you know, could happen kind of thing. I had electrophysiology studies and several different things. The doctor at that time was talking about a pacemaker, and I'm like, no. Now we kind of fast forward to a few years later. Well, I had a son in '98. I right before I had him, it was not gestational, but I found out I was type 2 diabetic, which is not surprising because I am Native American, and that is extremely common, plus being heavy set. At that time, I was 353 pounds at my highest weight before I got pregnant with my son. So, but I still looked good back then. Back then, I looked good. But anyway, so things gradually, I say, went downhill. Other things were discovered, one thing at a time. It seemed like every single time I was having issues. I had a lot of chest pain. Still do. There was a new diagnosis. I got to the point to where I rebelled and I did not see my doctors because I was always getting sent to different specialists and, like I said, new diagnosis and this and that. And I felt like every damn time, excuse me for my words, but, new stuff thrown at me. I got to the point to where I quit taking my blood thinner. I had 2 small strokes, by the way. I was put on blood thinner. This was after I lost Andrew in '04. I had a son. His story is also on my playlist, if you care to watch. But I had a small stroke afterwards. That's when we found out I had the blood clotting disorder. I had to go on Coumadin. Well, I was constantly, at that time, I was constantly having issues. For years I had issues with the blood thinner. My INR would go sky high to the point to where my blood was literally thinner than water, and they would have to give me plasma. And then I had other issues, which I'm not going to talk about, just girly stuff, and I've needed blood transfusions. Plasma and blood are two different things, but they go together. But anyway, and I was sick of it. I said, please retest me a few years after that, the blood clotting thing, because I was so tired of it, constantly in the hospital, and it was never like a day. They always wanted to, because high risk, they wanted to blah, blah, So they, retested several different things that I have. And, everything came back the same. The numbers were, some tests don't come back positive or negative. They come back as this number, and that's high or low or whatever. So, the depression, of course, I got pregnant really shortly after losing Andrew. And it's about 4 or 5 months, I got pregnant with Sarah. So mentally, I didn't have time really to grieve. I was too worried about something happening to her because in my brain, because of early losses, you think once you make it past the first trimester, everything's going to be okay. Well, I was 34 weeks pregnant with Andrew when he passed, and I found out no. But anyway, the point is, this is already 8 minutes. I apologize. But with every new diagnosis and every new surgery, the open heart surgery was to fix a new. In 2013, I was diagnosed with myocardial bridge, which is a birth defect, which nobody had seen. I have had doctors after doctors do heart caths, do echoes, do stress tests, do all kinds of stuff. And they never saw that. And I always thought that was weird. But the doctor that found it showed me, showed my ex-husband, which he was my husband at the time, even showed my daughter on a, child's level. He was an older doctor. Wonderful, wonderful guy. But after I had my open heart surgery, which was horrible, I don't scar good. I mean, I can show, I have keloid scarring, and I have a scar here from a diagnosis. It wasn't from thyroid. It was from, I have sarcoidosis in the lymph nodes of my lungs, and that's how they went in to see what it was. I have a scar where my defibrillator pacemaker is, because it's right here. I know that's kind of gross. But at first, everything, it was like, I have these scars. I'm taking 17 medications a day that I cannot do without. We have gotten rid of everything that I absolutely do not need. because I have chronic pain as well from an injury. It's on my back, and I have nerve damage in my hands and my arms and my feet, which that part of that is diabetes. But so it's like, you really get down. I have days where I'm like, oh my God, I feel normal. And then you go do stuff. Normal stuff. Like walk around a store. Or clean house a little bit. And then you're literally down for days. And it can be very, very depressing. Plus, finding out the person that I was married to and have known for 24 years now, our entire everything was a big lie. And it's heartbreaking. And physically, I've had so much stuff go on, and it's my body is taking a toll. I've lost a lot of hair on the top of my head, which is pathetic. But I have issues. My teeth, obviously, I do not wear my top denture because it annoys me to death. Someday I will, but who cares at this point? I can still eat. I have lost weight trying to make my back, but the effects of losing weight still have not. And I've lost, 60 pounds. I say 60 because it was more, but fruitcake, I can't help it. Yeah. Anyway, literal fruitcake. I'm not calling myself a fruitcake. But 12 minutes. I might make a part 2. I'm not sure, but anyway, and I know I look like crap. I hate it. But it's just the way it is. But the depression sometimes is so bad because I'm stuck in this stupid hospital bed in my home, in my bedroom, and all day long until it's time to go get the kiddo. There's days where I can't even do that. And my friend Vanessa, her son, they go to the same school, so she picks her up. It's just, I don't know. I will make a part 2 tomorrow. If you guys are interested in hearing about the process, and I've got more concerning my ex-husband. I don't believe in trashing exes, so I'm not going to do that. But I will, I will go into more detail about things. But I'm sorry for those who hate long videos. This is just me sometimes, and this is my channel, and I made this not to get 1 million subscribers or to become YouTube famous or any of that. I made it as a form of therapy for me. And even if no one watches this, sometimes you just got to get stuff out. And if I can have one person who may be going through something even remotely similar, then and maybe they won't feel so alone, then it was worth it. It was worth the 15-minute video. But anyway, you guys have a great night. It's getting late. I'm going to try to go to sleep. I stupidly went into Texarkana, which is a 50-mile round trip, basically, thinking my kiddo had an 8 o'clock appointment this morning, and it's actually tomorrow morning. But she did have speech therapy, so we hung out. I have a key still to our old place. When we divorced, I gave him the house. Anyway, okay. So you guys, God bless, and do something good for somebody. And I'll see you later. Bye.